All right, finally live. Sorry, guys. Um, Welcome to Keto and the Chaos. My name is Tammy. If you're new here, I hope that you will stick around. I lost 200 pounds on a ketogenic way of eating, and on this channel, I like to talk about how I did it and give tips and tricks. I am currently in the middle of a keto cut for the summer, so if you're interested in seeing how that goes, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and all of that. So I'm going to wait a couple minutes for people to come in and say hello, and if they don't come, I will just start talking about our subject today. I am 40 minutes late for my normal live chat time, and my day just got away with me, and I got myself roped into some conversations on Facebook that I probably should have avoided. So here I am. I'm sorry I'm late. I hope you guys can forgive me. As you're coming in, don't forget to say hello so that I can say hello back and let you guys know how much I appreciate you. I think today's going to be a good conversation. It is something that Christina Salmon suggested to me. She is doing very well on this ketogenic way of eating and has just finally hit 90 pounds lost. I'm so proud of her and excited for her. And she gave me this idea. She told me to maybe make a video. Are you guys still there? Weird. I honestly do not know what just happened right there. It was like somebody just came in and just shut off my internet connection entirely. I just switched over my Wi-Fi, which isn't the best, so I hope I don't cut out or be weird. I really do prefer to go off of my phone data, but we're not going to risk that happening again. So again, as you come in, don't forget to say hello. I think today we're talking about an important subject. Like I was talking about Christina Salmon, she's the one who mentioned it to me. She wanted me to do like a video on the subject, but I thought it would just be a great topic that we could discuss on a live chat. So here we are talking about the linear or roller coaster quality of weight loss, which we will start in just a second. So I lost, I think, you guys. Did I? Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't lose you. Yay. Okay. So Nayla Sol is here. Welcome. Queso Racera. Welcome. Donna Hatch. Patty Montero. Thank you for the compliment. I'm glad that we synced up with your kids' nap schedule, even though we were late. Sarah, that's awesome. Stacy Hall says, I look great. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Welcome, Val. Hey, I don't know if you can tell, I got new eyeshadow today. It's kind of lighter than what I usually wear. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's sparkly. Isn't that pretty? It's from Fleck, F-L-E-K-K, and I bought it off of somebody else's like sponsored video, and it didn't show up for like a month, and I forgot about it. And then the other day I was going through Facebook and all these ads were coming up for that makeup, and I went, hey, wait a minute. Whatever happened to my eyeshadow? And so I contacted the company and they were like, oh my gosh, it must have gotten lost in COVID. And they sent me another one and it came in like 2 days, and I really like it. It's cute. It's not, I mean, like I said, it's not as dark as I normally go, but it's pretty. I like the shimmer. Anyway, Fleck, F-L-E-K-K. And no, I don't have any cool sponsorship with them. It would be nice, but I don't. Hey, April Wooten and Karen Rothwell and Karen Odekirk are all here in the house. Karen, I'm glad to have you. I missed you a lot last week. It was kind of crazy, but it's okay. We survived. It was just scary. Anyway, we're not talking about that right now because I've already been doing that all morning, and that's kind of why I was late, and I don't really want to get into that right now. So let's just go right into our subject. Weight loss is not linear, and what I mean by that is basically that your body loses fat in randomly weird ways, and we don't really know why or how it does it. We do know that eating at a caloric deficit will cause you to burn body fat. We know that. But we cannot target how quickly or where we lose body fat from. I know I mentioned that I don't like losing body fat from my face. I like my face to have some fullness to it. And, we can't control that. Once we start to lose weight, your body takes it from wherever it feels is the least important to our survival, right? And those tend to be the things we don't want to shrink, like our faces or our boobies. You know what I'm saying? Deflating. So we lose it from places we don't want to lose it from, and we don't want to lose it, and we don't lose it from our bellies, which is where we would really prefer to lose the weight from. So there's that. There's also the scale is really fickle. Your body can change overnight based on so many conditions. And so the scale isn't always the best way to keep track of your progress. It is a way, it is a tool, but I highly recommend when you're on a weight loss journey to use all the tools at your disposal, because sometimes when the scale goes up, if your measurements and pictures show progress, it makes it a lot easier to handle the scale craziness, the scale roller coaster. So I thought it would be fun to illustrate. I didn't write down my measurements for these times, but I wrote down all of my daily weights for the last 11 days. I didn't write any like from previous, but I will talk about previous ones. And then I wrote down all of my weekly weights from last summer. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to read you my last 11 days. And as you guys hear this, your jaws will probably drop. Now, this isn't even as high as I got. Like 2 days before this, I actually hit 196.4. That was the highest I got. And it was kind of scary. But I'm starting with May 29th, where it was basically the highest weight that I counted toward this cut. So, all right, let's go. These are just in a row days. 193.6, 192.4, 190.4, 187.4, 187.6, 188.2, 187.2, 185.2, 183.6, 182, and 183.4. 183.4 would have been today, so I went back up a pound and 4, a pound 0.4 overnight again. Now, if I were to judge by those numbers, I would be like, hey, this diet works. Look at this. I'm going to drop every pound I have in like 3 months and I won't have to think about this anymore. No. No. This is not how it works. The scale is fickle. The scale is fickle. The same exact thing happened to me last summer. And so what I'm going to do is read to you all the numbers I suffered through the 4 months of last summer. Okay, so I did a cut starting on the 1st of June, just like I did this time. And I wasn't as high up. I thought I was that high up, but I wasn't. I was actually lower than that when I started last year. So I definitely, I guess between this year and last year's numbers, I put on technically, if you want to go by the 196 number, I put on 5 pounds in the last 9 months or the last year. Yeah, that's the way we'll look at it, in the last year. So that's not too bad considering I was eating over 2,000 calories for 9 months of that year. And I really did think I gained 20 pounds, and it does apparently. I did not. So here we go. June 2nd, okay? 191.8. Here it comes. June 9th, 7 days later, 177.6 in a week. Yeah, we've seen that before, right? Right now, the same thing just happened to me. So I know better than to get excited about that, because June 16th, 183. The 23rd, 182.5. And I'll just keep going. 179.6, 182.2, 182.2, 185.6, 179.5. Now, these are all a week apart, so you could just laugh at how crazy my scale is. It's like insanity. 182.2. Wait, no, I did that one. I just did 179.5, right? No, I did 179. Oh my heck. Yeah, 179.5. 180.7, 184, 182, 184.1. That was the end of August, 184.1. So that's what? A total of 7-ish, 7.5 pounds in 12 weeks. That's what I had to look forward to. So then in September, I changed my macros just a tad. I raised my protein, lowered my fat, and then did once a week, like higher fat days. And so I only wrote down apparently 3 measurements. I missed the 3rd week in September for some reason. But in September, I have 179.2. That was, wait, no. September 1st was 184.1. Oh, I do have them all here. What am I talking about? Sorry, I can't read my own writing, guys. I'm sorry. I'm old. September 1st, 184.1. September 8th, 179.2. The 15th, 176.6. And the big number where I hit my 200 pounds lost, 929. The lowest I ever got, 174.6. So I technically didn't even get all the way down to 174. It was still a half pound up. So that was my crazy cut last summer, which was basically what? Let's see. I can't do math. 81, like what? 16 pounds? Is that right? From 191.8 to 174.6. I can't do math, you guys. It's like, I think 16 pounds, I think. Yeah. In a summer. So in like, that was 16 weeks. So it's like a pound a week. A pound a week with severe cutting calorie numbers. So that's the thing. When I first started this journey, the weight fell off of me like gangbusters. But I find as I get closer to my body's protective fat, my visceral fat, the harder fat, the more viscous, venous, the harder to burn fat, it gets a lot harder to do it the closer you get to your goal. So it was a lot easier at the beginning, and that was very motivating. It is hard to stay motivated when you see those numbers going up and down and up, and we're talking like it was going up 6 pounds sometimes. While I'm not changing anything, while I'm eating this same caloric deficit, and while I'm literally riding this roller coaster, okay? Daily is worse. Daily is even worse. Watch the daily numbers, it's even worse. That's why I only write down my weekly numbers, because the daily numbers would stress me out if I wrote them all down. Though I do keep track of them in my scale. My Renpho scale keeps track, which is where I got all those numbers from that I gave you, the 12 days or the 11 days from the last 11 days. So I'm sitting here today at 183.4 going, the same time last year I was 177.6. And I'm trying not to stress out about that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, obviously, even if I like push really hard, I'm probably not going to make it back to that 174 by the end of September. And the only way to really make it past that is for me to keep going. So I'm not making any firm decisions on what I'm doing, but that's like good information for me. You know, that's reasonable for me to look at that and go, okay, I'm definitely 5 pounds up for sure. 5 pounds up from where I was last year. Which, you know, in the long-term scheme of things is 5 whole pounds. I don't know why it feels so much more than that. Like, it just feels humongous. I also don't know why whenever I go onto a cut and I'm eating the same exact food that I was eating before, only I'm just cutting down the amounts, that I drop weight I drop water weight like gangbusters. I don't know why that happens to me, but it does. And you know, it is what it is. I have learned to cope with that. But as you can see, even though the weekly weights were up and then down and up and then down and up and then down, they eventually went down, right? I mean, when I started out, I was 191.8. When I ended up, I was 174.6. So obviously the cut worked. It's just, if you only go based on one or two of those numbers, you might go, oh, this diet is terrible. It's obviously not working. It's just taking way too long. And so that's what I'm talking about, weight loss not being linear. Now, I did do my measurements each week. And so sometimes the measurement number made me feel better because I knew that I actually lost body fat, but I was just retaining water again for the millionth time, because I do. And so that was helpful. And also taking pictures helps as well. So this summer, I decided I would take pictures every week. I don't know. There is a dramatic difference in the picture from last week to this week, but that's because I actually had already to switch to another pair of pants because the other ones were starting to look real saggy baggy, and I had to buy another pair of pants. So I don't know if it was just the pants or if I really did lose some body fat, but hey, either way, the picture makes me feel better. And that's the best way to do it, is to have those 3 things. It's really hard to have patience. And I think when it comes to weight loss, patience and changing your mindset are 2 of the most important things you can do. Patience is really, really hard. When I first started at 374 pounds, like, it literally started to feel overwhelming, the amount of work that I was going to have to do to get to a reasonable level. Now I've been at this weight for basically 2 years, and you know, like, I feel like awesome about that. It's weird looking back and thinking, man, I thought it was going to take so long. But in the long-term scheme of things, it really only took about, I think I got into Wonderland in 18 months, which is a year and a half of my life. And that is like no big deal, right? I mean, 18 months, that's nothing. And now I've basically been maintaining between the 174 and the 190, whatever, for the last 2 years. And I'm getting used to that weight. It's to where I'm the norm. It's my normal now. I don't even remember what it was like as much being almost 400 pounds. Like, I know what it was like. And I can tell you how I felt because it was so powerful. It's still part of me. But this is so much my new normal that now 5 pounds is irritating. Whereas in my previous life, I wouldn't get upset until I gained like 50. I wouldn't even get worried until I gained like 50. And then I wouldn't even stop. I'd just keep going. So, yeah, it's kind of weird how your perception changes. And definitely your mindset. You know, when I went into this, I thought I'm never going to be able to sacrifice all of these yummy goodies forever. This has to be a short-term fix. I can't do this forever. But as time progressed, I realized there were so many more benefits to eating the way I was eating. It was helping me to literally be able to see my whole self in a different way, to the point where I was able to be like more constructive with myself and more realistic with myself and less emotionally driven and more focused on changing real things about myself that really didn't need to be there, that were just getting in my way. And so over time, I learned to change my mindset to eating for what makes me feel happy in a real sense versus what made me feel happy in the moment, which is at the point where I was almost 400 pounds was I couldn't see that. I couldn't see the difference between that. I couldn't understand that. To me, eating was the only way I coped. It was the only way I got through the day. And now eating a lot of times is just annoying. I don't want to have to worry about it. I don't want to think about it. It's like the last thing on my list that I'm thinking about. It's like so far removed from my reality. It's like the last ditch effort now, right? The last stitch? Stitch. Is it stitch or ditch? Stitch. Last stitch effort. That makes more sense. I've never thought about that one before. All these funny things we say, we don't really know. And guess what, guys? Tomorrow is the day. The braces are going to be gone, so I'm smiling a lot, enjoying them. Because soon my beautiful puffy lips will be these little lips again, probably. I don't know. At least that's what they told me tomorrow was the day. I don't know. Well, if I come back here next week and I still have these stupid things, I might be sad, but I'll probably get over it. All right, so that's pretty much it. I mean, my advice is don't let the scale rule your world. Don't let it rule your emotions. Remember to have patience and that the scale is fickle and it doesn't always do what you think it will do. Now, when it comes to these big, huge, dramatic water whooshes, I have tried really hard to find the science on that. I haven't ever really been able to come across anything that explained it succinctly and that I like was 100% sure that it was like really scientific. There's lots of anecdotal things out there. I think the most prevalent one is that your body fills your fat cells with water while it's waiting to see if you're going to fill them up again. And it takes a certain amount of time for them to like get a grip that you're not going to refill with fat and to let the water weight go. And I believe that is true because when I was losing so quickly before, I would get to the point where I could feel in my fat cells little things that felt like frozen peas. And I would always know that I was getting ready for a water weight whoosh whenever I would feel that because that water has more surface tension than the squishy fat. And so I would know that I had a lot of empty fat cells that were just holding water waiting to go. And then for some reason that I've never been able to determine, my body will just all of a sudden dump the water weight that I've been carrying around. Now, it doesn't feel like that anymore. When I'm carrying around water, it's more just of a heavy feeling. And I carry it around so much, I don't even think about it anymore. My rings are looser today than they were yesterday. And yet I'm up 1.5 pounds. Like the scale and me don't really get along. I'm just like, really? I was really thinking it was going to be 181 today, but 183. And I'm like, okay, well, whatevs. It wasn't as dramatic as the first week of 2019, but whatever. And people are always giving me suggestions on like what's causing my water weight. And they're like, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. I want you guys to know I have literally tried eliminating everything that I could possibly eliminate from my diet, and none of it has ever affected my water weight. It just keeps doing it when it wants to. And when I eat more calories, it like feels like I need more water. I don't know why. It's just an irritating part of it. So I think I probably have to get like to 160 in order to maintain in the 170s, because I'm going to carry around 15, 20 pounds of water weight just because. Just because. I don't know. Anyway. All right. So does anybody have any questions for me? We can chit chat for a little while. I am of course later in the day, and I am starving, and I do have to actually go to the dance studio today, so I probably shouldn't talk to you forever. But let's see who's. Oh, there's some more people here now too. Let's see. Nona Grace is here. Welcome, beautiful. Pauline Cooper's Cats is here. Tammy Posey Level is here. Healthy and Keto. Hi from Arizona. I'm not sure of your name, but welcome. Pauline Cooper's Cat says, I'm going up and down the same kilogram. I am keto snack. You are keto snacking? So I am keto snacking, going over on calories. I've caught the whipping cream bug. Can't get through 200 milliliters. Can get through 200 milliliters, no problem. I can just drink it. Yes. How did you stop cream? I just stopped buying it. So I was buying that spray can cream from Walmart, and I just stopped buying it, so that just wasn't in my fridge. I still bought the heavy cream in case I really couldn't stand it, so that I could whip up some, but I'm super lazy and I would hardly ever do that. So I like went from eating a whole can of heavy cream a day to maybe once a week having a little whipped cream dessert, or adding a little whipped cream to my Crio Brew in the morning, versus having, like tons of spray whipped cream. I don't know what it is about that Walmart whipped cream. And that's really the only way you can do it. So if something is too tempting, you just have to not have it in the house for a certain amount of time until you can get a grip and handle it. If you don't feel like you can ever get a grip, then you just can't have it in the house. So I know that's hard with heavy cream. Is like a staple in the keto diet. Like, you want to make anything yum, you got to have some heavy cream. So I get that. Maybe put it in the very, very back of the fridge, and so you forget about it. You don't see it when you open the fridge. Put it behind something, so you have to really like dig for it. Pre-track your meals. There's lots of things you can do. You just have to. It's a head game. And honestly, like, doing this cut is literally my least favorite thing in the planet. Like, I hate it. I'm ornery and I don't want to do it. But I'm looking at these numbers and I'm going, okay, but if I don't, then every year I'm going to be up at least 5 pounds eating this way, maybe even more. And that means by next year, I'll see the 200s. Do I want to do that? No. So I have to play with my head a little bit and go, okay, if you don't want to do that, that means you got to do this for right now until you get into a more comfortable place. And then you got to try the maintenance thing again and see if you can keep it more stable. So that's my best advice, is just talk yourself out of it. Tell yourself that you're more important. It's all a head game. Weight loss is all a head game. It's insane. Hey, Life Adventures in Keto is here. Welcome. Let's see. Val says she just tried on a pair of jeans and can finally button them up. Still tight, but progress down 13 pounds. That's awesome. Congratulations. Since 522, she's lost 13 pounds. That's fantastic. That is great work, Val. And doesn't it feel awesome? It feels super awesome, doesn't it? Like, to have those non-scale victories. That's another thing, is like having pants that are super tight, and then all of a sudden you put them on just to see and they're like loose, right? That kind of thing it's much more effective than the scale at letting you know where your progress really lies. All right, so let's see. You guys are so cute. Don't know. Grace says for snacks she makes chicken with egg and grated cheese. Yeah, if you're gonna eat, like I always say, try and keep your meals 30 grams of protein. That sounds like that would be easily 30 grams, and keep them 3 to 4 hours apart, just to give your body the best chance to heal itself and for your muscle tissue to repair. If you eat too often, you can waylay that. You can get in the way of your body's ability to repair. It needs a certain amount of time to reset everything and then start over. Um, and yeah, don't eat less than 30 grams of protein if you're going to eat. If you're going to eat, make it an actual meal so that your body has enough protein to stimulate muscle protein synthesis and start that process again. So even though you can call it a snack, I always try and call it a meal and keep it at 30 grams of protein for that reason. That's not as important for weight loss as other things, honestly. Like, I think that's just in one of those things that, you learn a certain amount of stuff and you get a handle on a certain amount of stuff and then you're like, okay, what else can I tweak? That kind of thing. So don't super stress about that, but it is something that I do. So you'll notice even when I am eating a lot, I only eat 3 times a day, and I just have another meal. And that's when I eat my Quest bar or whatever, the thing that I'm eating that is a treat so that I don't eat the whipped cream. Oh, that was the other thing I did. I raised my protein so I felt like I was getting more full and took Quest bars back into the equation because they felt more like a treat, and that helped me kick the whipped cream. So didn't help me kick the water weight, but nothing seemed to help me kick the water weight anyways. And I really don't think it's going off Quest bars that's kicked it this time. I really think it's something to do with the extreme deficit. I don't know. Maybe. Either way, I'm going back to them eventually because that's how I have to have maintenance. All right. She says, it starts off when I have my creamy coffee mid-morning. Yep. You gotta figure out something else for that. Maybe get some of that. You know what I tried? I tried that collagen, that chocolate collagen from Perfect Keto. They just sent it to me. And actually, I haven't bought any more of that, but I really should because it has way fewer calories than whipped cream, and it like really thickened up my Crio Brew. I don't drink coffee, but it's kind of similar, though it would be a chocolate flavor. I don't know. Might be worth a try whipping it up, but yeah, try really hard not to drink your fats. The best way, that's where you're going to get so many calories because it doesn't really fill you up. It just feels like you're drinking something. And so if you can find a way to reduce the calories in your coffee, that's going to help a lot. Hey, Rosie Salas is here. Welcome. And Lynn Anderson, welcome. All right. Awesome. Val says, my 13-year-old has lost 7 pounds because we stopped fast food and Coke. Amazing what that will do, right? We were such fast foodies. Like, I fed my kids, I can't even believe how much I fed my kids so 7 years ago, I was feeding my kids pizza from Little Caesars probably 3 times a week. You know what we've discovered in the last 7 years? Multiple of my children have full-on wheat allergies. And I was feeding them pizza 2 to 3 times a week. It's no wonder it was a living nightmare around here. Like a living nightmare. My kids' emotions, my emotions, everything was just. And now everything is just like chill. If we get out of control around here, it is rare. And it's usually over something really dramatic, like me screaming at my son when he said white privilege isn't real. Now, guys, I didn't kick him out of my house, just so you know. If everyone was wondering from last week, I did not kick him out. I've spoken to him once in a week. He didn't apologize. I didn't say anything about it. We just small talked, and I think that was his way of saying, are we still okay? And of course we are, because I'm super nice. To my detriment on keto, I am way nice. I have to say, it just takes a lot to get me riled up. So if I'm riled up, it's serious. And maybe maybe that was enough to get him to look at things differently. I don't know. But yeah, everything's okay at our house most of the time. Hey, Wendy Barron is here. Welcome. Brenda Lou, hello. And I already said hi to Lynn, I think. Oh, yeah, you got to cut the wine too, girly. You're drinking your carbs too. Drinking your carbs and drinking your fats, you're just going to be in a world of hurt. I've never drunk wine in my life. I don't drink either. So my life is boring. No coffee, no alcohol. So boring. That's why I drink my Bang and I feel guilty about it. It's my special treat. Hey, but it's 0 and 0. Right? 0 fat, 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0. Love it. But I can only drink one a day. And it's expensive. Oh, that's funny. Brenda Lou just said your smile is looking awesome. How long before the braces come off? Hopefully tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. I can't wait. I'm so nervous. I don't know. Like I'm just so used to braces being my thing, like my glasses. It's like almost if I take them off, I won't look like me again, and I'm gonna have to get used to me all over again. But you know what? That's okay, because like when I got rid of my crooked teeth, I was kind of sad about missing my crooked teeth for a little while, and then I got used to me with straighter teeth, and now I'll get used to me with no braces on, so it'll be okay. It was funny when my daughter got her braces off. Jasper was just little. I think he was like 2.5, and he wouldn't even like hug her. He thought she was an alien when she got her braces off because he was like, nope, she's not my sister. Isn't that awesome? Oh man. Okay. Let's see. Don't make me cut the wine. Hey, you don't have to cut it entire. I'm not telling you you have to not drink it. Wine is fairly low in carbs. You just have to count them and keep your carb. If that's where you want to spend your carbs, I'm not going to tell you you don't have to. I do know that hard liquor has fewer, but I don't exactly know. I also know it's a lot easier to get tipsy. But see, that's only like, I just know this anecdotally. I don't know this from actually doing it myself or experience. Like I said, don't drink. My life would maybe be easier if I could, but it is a religious thing that I do not do that. So I have to just do it. We're teetotalers over here, guys. Teetotalers. All right. Life in Spain consists of coffee and wine. I'm sure. I am sure. It sounds lovely. Spain, it sounds like a lovely place to be. Utah, we're kind of boring over here. What can we say? Oh, I love it. Do I drink the Bang and Diet soda in my fasting window? I do. Yes, I do. It's how I survive. So a lot of people ask me, how do you make it to like 1, 2, 3 p.m. before you eat? And I'm like, sodium, number one, and diet soda. That's how. Sodium and diet soda are the only things I consume in my fasting window. Sodium helps the most because it's usually when you're fasting, it's usually you're losing electrolytes, and that's why your body is asking you for food. That's what it's looking for most of the time. And so if you can take some electrolytes, it'll usually stem that off a little bit. And the diet soda is just purely to have something in my stomach, something to taste. So, and if it's 0 calorie, it doesn't do anything to your fasting window. Same as water, basically. I don't know. At least that's what scientists people say. I could be wrong. Like I said, just a mom, not a doctor, not a scientist. But a lot of people keep telling me to get rid of my soda, and that is never happening. So I can't. I literally could never make it through my fasting window without it. I can't drink black coffee. I can't. There's nothing I can drink but water, and it's just not enough. I even tried like, just using sweetener type stuff, but I really need the caffeine. So, like, like drinking Mio water. Not good enough. Nope, I'm a mom of 9 and I get very little sleep. I only get about 6 or 7 hours of sleep. And literally the bang in the morning and while I'm working on my budget and having my quiet time with no kids is one of my little personal care things, I guess. But we're all different. We all have our different thing. I was watching this show. Actually, yeah, I was watching this show called SWAT. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but we're running out of shows to watch, and that one popped up, and it has a person of color as the lead, and it talks a lot about racial issues, and that's just like, something that I'm interested in, obviously, and so I decided to watch it. Now, it's pretty dang violent for me. There's a lot of shooting in that show. I keep thinking, really? You just shoot at people like that? I don't know. The shooting thing isn't the point. They talk about like how do they handle that, the violence and scene stuff, and one of the characters says that they have something that they call a chair, whatever your chair is, and it's the thing that you do that helps you compartmentalize. Of course, guys are better at that than we are, but it helps you compartmentalize. It helps you recharge. It helps you, get back to your normal so that you can go into another new day. They called it their chair. And I thought that was an interesting way to say it. But because basically it's sitting in a chair drinking some wine or talking to a friend or reading a book or whatever they do that makes them feel happy, or the person who helps them to reset. For me, Obviously, Dave is my reset person. I have major anxiety, and he keeps my anxiety in check. But as far as life and like dealing with the hard things in life, like resetting myself, it definitely is my baths on Friday and my bang in the morning. Whenever I say that, people are always like, wink, wink. Yeah, Dave's always like, bang in the morning, huh? He's so funny. Anyway, there you go. We buy it. Oh, and I buy it in bulk for $21.99 for a pack of 12. That's how I buy it. So try really hard not to have more than one a day because I can't afford it. It's so expensive. They're like 2 for 2 at the gas station. Karen Rothwell says, my husband came home from Walmart the other day and I asked him what he had brought me as tribute, and he had brought me nothing. Oh, not cool. Next day, he brought me a 4-pack of Bang. Good boy. I love it. Brenda Lou says, I've been mixing in the seltzer. I'm not sure what she means, but maybe she means Mio, maybe? Which thing are you mixing with the seltzer? Oh, maybe your sodium. That works too. Let's see. Yeah, Woody Barron also doesn't drink. I love it. At least I'm not the only one. Let's see. Alexander Parra says hi from Massachusetts. And Nona Gray says, I remember how smooth my teeth felt after the braces came off. Yeah, I'm looking forward to not having shark teeth. And you know the thing I'm looking forward to the most is not getting things stuck in the chain. And I have these little, oh, I don't know if I have any. I think I'm all out. The little brushes, the little dental brushes that you, and I have to like every time I eat, just like, I hate that. And I am looking forward to not having to do that anymore. Ugh. We're not boring. Wendy, you're sweet. I feel boring sometimes. I really do. Like when I'm filming for hide and seek, sometimes I'm like, no one is going to watch this. Or the other day I was editing our hide and seek video and I was almost done. And I turned on to Dave and I said, I'm not going to post this. I would never watch this. This is the most boring thing I've ever seen. And then I was like, but I already edited it. So it was really bad. There were a couple of dislikes and I was like, yeah, I feel ya. Sometimes life is just incredibly boring and it's really hard to find the story, right? What's the story when nothing happens? And you have to daily vlog. It's like, we're just sitting around here doing nothing. We have to come up with stuff. That's why you have all the people doing challenges and 24 hours in the pool and stuff like that, because it's too hard to like find interesting enough stuff to talk about daily life. Now it's a little bit easier having 9 kids and having a lot going on, but since our entire spring was completely changed, our entire channel went from dance competition, dance channel to chickens. We love chickens. Which chicken's bugging me today? Which chicken am I going to talk baby talk to? I'm so sick of hearing myself talk baby talk to chickens, but yet I can't seem to stop doing it. It was funny because this lady on my chicken board was like, posted a video and she goes, I didn't know I talked to my chickens like they're babies. And I'm like, I don't. And then I realized I so do. I really do. Except for the real old ones, I'm kind of crotchety with them. Like, get out of here, grandma. What you whining about, grandma? Yeah, I don't know. I'm bored. Bored. All right, let's see. Teresa Treasure says, I can't give up my diet soda either. Awesome. I can't do black or green tea either. A Buddha said black or green tea, but I can't do that either. Only tea I can do is herbal. And I do our herbal tea a lot. I do. My favorite is Throat Coat, but there's a few others that I like. I just haven't been in the mood for that because in the summer, you know, it's not really like tea weather to me. In the fall, I'll probably start drinking it again. Case Sarah says, I track my wine and include it. I still got to my goal weight and had a glass of wine when I wanted to at dinner. Yeah, definitely. If you're tracking it, it's fine. Which is my favorite Bang flavors? Ooh, it's almost always birthday cake every single day of my life. I don't know why. Other people hate birthday cake. Maybe it's a cilantro type thing where it just tastes really disgusting to some people and really good to others. But for some reason, birthday cake is just the right mix of sour and sweet that I love. My second favorite right now is probably Sour Heads. I also used to really love cherry blade lemonade, but now lately I'm just not into it. I always will love cotton candy and pina colada, though I don't always like go for those if I choose. So yeah, I'd say probably almost every single time we get birthday cake. Like almost every single time. Sometimes I don't have birthday cake and I have to be more creative. There are some I really do not like. I do not like froze rose. I do not like the pear guava, purple pear guava thing one. But pretty much I'll drink any of them if I have to. Like I drink any of them. I like all of the flavors. I just those two are not my favorite. Oh, and unicorn, that unicorn one. I don't like. Oh no, there's one I really hate that I will never drink. Miami cola. Ooh, like that's the worst thing I've ever tasted in my life. Ugh. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't cola. Nope, not my thing. Maybe because I'm not from Miami. I don't know. I love it. Oh, she puts seltzer and wine together, a spritzer. Ooh, that sounds good too. You guys are killing me. Pauline says, I watch hide and seek to the end too. Other people's lives are always interesting. And that, that's true. Like when I watch other family vloggers, I realize that sometimes what I'm watching is super boring, but it is really interesting just to see how other people do things, especially right now where we've been all stuck at home, we're like, how are we being creative to combat that? The hardest thing for me is now that the state is opening up. I actually prefer to stay home and I'm super not happy because today I have to take all of my kids, including Jasper, to dance. And we have to sit in the car for 4 hours because they don't allow anyone in the studio who's not in a class or using the restroom. So literally we're going to be stuck in the parking lot for 4 hours today. I don't even know how we're going to do it. Also, on the filming day, the lady just told me that my class is going to be scheduled like second to last. We're starting this whole thing at 8 a.m. and it's supposed to end at 10 p.m., which it's going to go late, right? And that's probably why she put the adults towards the end. But I'm the photographer and I'm going to be doing pictures that entire time without sitting. So I just found out that I'm going to be expected to, number one, look good, two, be able to dance and have energy after standing still for, well, not still, but standing for 10 hours, 11 hours straight. I actually cried when she told me that. I don't think I can do it. I mean, I don't know. I'm capable of a lot more now. And maybe it's PTSD from doing photography when I was so heavy. But literally, that sounds like the most horrible torture I can even dare to imagine. I almost want to quit the class now and not do it. But I won't because, I'm a glutton for punishment. I really begged her to change it, and I hope she will at least try because I cannot even imagine that. Especially because I'm supposed to have a top ponytail up here, and that gave me a super bad headache. There's no way. I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, yeah, Brenda says we're all sitting at home doing nothing, so watching someone else doing nothing is important. Yeah. What do I think of sorbitol and mannitol and extra gum? I don't really use extra, but I don't know. Like, I don't really have an opinion on it. I figure if it doesn't make you crave things or gain weight, then it's fine. Yeah. I don't think those two cause digestive upset, and you're not going to be getting so much of it in gum that it would be a problem. But I know there are some people who cannot chew gum because it's a trigger. If it's a trigger to make you crave more things or have trouble eating, like not eating, I mean, don't do it. But I do Trident but it's xylitol, which supposedly raises blood sugar. I don't chew it very often though. Only when I'm dying. Nona Grace says, I find when there's nothing to talk about, I talk about chickens, right? Because chickens are always interesting. And they're always doing something. Like, always doing something. It's amazing when you just sit and watch chickens for hours every day, the kinds of stuff you notice. I used to never pay any attention to my chickens. Just get the eggs and that's it. Oh, thank you. Renault Robinson just says, I'm an awesome person. I can't I mean, thank you. That's all I can say is thank you. I appreciate it. Michelle, Life Adventures in Keto says birthday cake and caramel apple crisp for her face. Oh, I forgot about caramel apple. It's pretty decent. The only thing with caramel apple is I feel like it needs more sour. It's like too much sweet. Me, I'm a green apple kind of girl, and I just feel like it needs a little bit more sour. I was disappointed in that one. I'll drink it, but it's not my favorite. Like if they mixed sour head and the apple together, I think that would be the supreme flavor. But I really like sour stuff, obviously. Wendy Barron has skinny pigs, and she talks baby talk to them too. So I guess I'm not the only one who talks baby talk to animals. The new Monster Zeros are good too. But yeah, I saw that. 4 carbs. Black. I don't even know how to read that. You hate the name of Bang Unicorn. I've never had a unicorn before, no frame of reference. Oh, because you don't like the name of it? Yeah, I agree. It has a really weird flavor. It's almost sour, but it's not. And it's almost sweet, but it's not. It's like it doesn't have any flavor and it's like deflated or something. Don't like it. The root beer one was gross. I never got to try the root beer one. I've never found it here, so it must not have been that awesome. And I was looking forward to that one. One that I can also never find, the champagne one. It tastes like, oh, what does it taste like? Not root beer. What's that other cola? I mean, not cola. Soda that's, oh my gosh, really? Cream soda. Like, I have to think. Cream soda is what it tastes like to me, and it's really good. I also like the lemon one. It's okay. I don't know. Brenda says, I would have burst into tears too, but I would bring a chair. I love it. Obviously, I'm going to have a chair. I will have a chair. The problem is that I'm like, we're not even doing a group shot. So like before, I would have the teacher come in and pose this big group thing, and I would sit and take a rest. But we aren't doing that because the kids can't be together anywhere except on the stage. So I'm literally going to have one kid at a time. And so I have to show them how to pose each time and be standing up to take the picture each time. So there won't be any break. And guarantee you, even though they'll plan me breaks, there won't be one. They never are breaks. I usually have to eat like on my feet, which is why I won't be making a video that day for a weigh-in, because I won't, like, I literally will be at there all day with no break. So I won't be able to. And I don't know what I'm going to eat. Like, super stressed out about that. Because usually that's how I cope, is I just like eat Quest bars all day. I might just have to do that and hope that I survive. But usually it takes place in May, so it's not during my cut. I've never been on a cut when I've done it. Ooh, now I'm thinking about things that's even worse. Dang it, what am I going to do? Yeah, so even though I would like to say I would sit down, I'm not going to be able to. And I'm also going to be like, my wheels are turning because I have to actually pose them in a way that I can actually Photoshop them all together and make them look like they were in a group. My brain is going to be so fried. It'll be a miracle if I can remember my dance, let alone actually do it. And it's too bad because we're stormtroopers and it's going to be so cute. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is take my picture at least, since I'm doing everyone individual. I think I'm going to take my picture first, like get there early, be all dressed up, then take my hair out, have my makeup on, and then just like put my hair back up, because there's no way I can wear my hair up like that all day. No way. I'll die. Too painful because I don't ever put it up. All right. Yeah, protein shake, but the same thing, like it's not filling enough. I don't know. My legs are hurting now. Just thinking about it, my knees are cramping up. Oh, make the teacher stay and pose them while you are dealing with the camera. That's a good idea. The teachers can't, because they can't even be by me really, but Ronnie can, and she is going to help me. So, yeah, she is going to help me to a degree. All right, guys. Well, I think we're out of stuff to talk about, and I probably got to go eat something since I'm starving. All this talk about food and stress, and I'm like, oh man, now I want to eat. Could go make me some eggs. I've been eating boring fried eggs and not chaffles, guys. Fried eggs and fried cheese and bacon and yogurt again. But it's going okay, I guess. Still, it would be nice if I'd seen the 170s that first week. Like, I'm kind of depressed now that I saw those numbers. I'm just kind of like, that's a bummer. All right, but at least I know where I was. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.